Good morning, everybody. So today is another morning vlog. We're going to discuss some of the past comments, some of the past videos, some of the upcoming products, and some of the things that I'm going to be doing. And Joshua Bardwell did not reply, so it's okay. I knew he wasn't going to reply. Anyways, so let's talk about the Dalrc. The Dalrc Rocket. It's the new Dalrc ESC. They're releasing two models, as I know, a 45 amp version that's rated up to 6S, and a 60 amp version that's rated up to 6S. But the amperage always for a 6S is lower than what's stated. Usually what the amperage they set up is for a 4S. So you're probably saying, give or take, I could be totally wrong, you know. I'm just saying that this is how it usually is. So Dalrc 45 amp 6S, probably around 35 amps, 30 amps maximum. And the 60 amp probably around 45 or 50-ish amps. So in theory it should be good. I want to see the filtration on board. I'm going to see, they said they were going to send me some, so that's really nice. They also want ESC certificates done, which is really nice as well. That really helps support the channel, and it gives everyone an educated purchase without watching a video. Basically, you just take a look at the pictures, you take a look at the data result, and a little summary from me, and it's really good overall. I mean, I really want that to be the norm. It really supports the channel. It really gives everybody a nice understanding of what they're buying. An educated guess. It's not the all truth of an ESC, but it's a good starting point. It's better than just going blind by purchasing it, you know. And obviously with the ESC certificate comes a video, which I'll do separately, where you can see the FPV video feed, where you can see just everything, the overall layout, and a little blue blabbering from me, a little opinions from me. You don't have to listen to those. You can just see the testing result for yourself. So the data speaks for itself, and I just put in a little opinion here and there now and then, and it's good in that perspective. Debugging videos. So a lot of people really want that, and I'm very happy that a lot of people do want that. And what I really love is a lot of people are offering to send me their broken stuff. Now for me, that's I really do appreciate that. It's really nice. So like, for example, one guy, you know who you are, I don't know if I should put your name, but he offered that he had an issue. There was an issue, I guess, back then with pre-built Armaton quads. I don't know which one, I forgot. They said Chameleon, that they had a flight controller which had a lot of issues, and it was well known, and I guess they replaced it or something. So he has one of those, and he offered to send it to me, which is really nice, and I totally accept for it. I totally accept it. But the thing is, just for a flight controller, I mean, for non-tracking, it's $23. So yeah, and with tracking it was like 35. I told him just send it without tracking. That's fine. I'm not in a hurry. Which is it's pretty expensive, especially from the US to Europe here. I don't know why it's that expensive, but yeah, that's gonna be coming very soon. So I accepted, because also I'm pretty sure a lot of people had that, and they can go about fixing it if they wanted just to do a little test. They probably threw in the trash, probably somewhere. And it's a really nice practice because you don't give a crap about it, and it gives you a nice entry point into that issue, and I really like that. And I really do appreciate that, guys, for all your contributions, for donations of these broken things. I'm actually really grateful for it, because it's really nice for everybody. I get to practice, I get some content, and you guys get to learn some things, which is really nice. I'm really grateful for it. I really am. It's just awesome. So that's one thing that I'm very grateful for. Another thing, let's see. Yes, motors. The Emax RS V2 2206 2700 kV, which I tested them, and which are on my motor testing quad, which is a Frog 6-inch, I think. It's also running a Dalrc engine. All of my favorite quads are running the Dalrc stack. That's just me. I've never had any issues with it, and I truly do love them. Now, what I want to do is I want to rip off the 2700 kV and put the 2400 kV, because I also got the 2400 kV, and to test these guys out. And I also want to do a build today, and I really have to do a Betaflight Bale Heli setup in one video, because a lot of people are actually requesting that, and I don't know how much information there is out there. I've never really searched for this, so I really want to just take a look at what's online, and what is it missing, or if it's taking too long to get to the point, or I just want to make it as easy as possible and as fast as possible with no blue blabbering, because that's the way I like it, you know. Click this, click this, click this, click this, you know. You can just pause the video, click that, click that, click that, next, click that, and you're good to go. That's it. And then next thing, the tune is a whole different story, but you know, I might do a tuning video, but I truly believe Joshua Bardwell did a very great video on it. But let me give you something about tuning. P and D. This is just simple, theoretical, basic kind of idea to make it easy for you to understand, which is really nice. It's based on a graph, okay? So when you turn, okay, turn, and then the PIDs need to correct it, okay? But let's just say you had not enough D and you had too much P. So it would overshoot and oscillate after you turn. It'll do that bounce back. So what is that bounce back? So for example, you turn the stake all the way, roll to the right, and the quad roll to the right. Now, they said inside the flight controller, it said roll 300 degrees, for example. So here's the line for 300 degrees. And what your P did is it went up to 300 degrees, past it, and came back down, and then just, tried, that's the bounce back right there, or the oscillation. Try to get it to there. Now the P regards is how fast to go to that point right there. And what the D does, now the D is important. The D it tells it to slow down once it gets to close to that 300 degrees that it's supposed to turn to. So it kind of dampens it, really. It just slows it down until it get right there. So you can play with your P. Now if your P is too slow, it'll just do this, and you need to play with the P first till it gets just pretty quick to that point, so you can feel it responsive, because that's the responsiveness. So you play with the P until it gets to that 300 degrees, and then you get the D. The D is what really calms it down from overshooting. It slows it down, and then thus you hit right there. And what happens is if it's too much D, I think, and you probably had a little bit of extra P, this is theoretical and just easy way to understand it, the D kind of oscillates like crazy up there, because the P keeps shooting up, and the D keeps trying to dampen it, and thus keeping the motor moving too much like this, and it's like, it's physically impossible, or it's just too much for the motor, and it's heating up, and then you burn the motor. So yeah, that's something that I think would help a lot of people understand this. That's the way my brain takes a look at this. I drop the D, I start with the P, and then I slowly start adding the D, and then next thing you know, I fly, it looks perfect. I come to try to make the HD video for you guys. Next thing you know, it has a little bit of oscillations, and you can't see that through the FPV video feed. You can see when it's really aggressive, but when it's really small, you can't really see it until you watch the HD footage. Now I don't watch the HD footage on the field. It's about a 20-minute drive away from here. And why do I go fly so far? Well, because I don't want to ruin it for people in my country. That's why. I go to a place where I am allowed to fly, where I have permission to fly, that I know I'm not going to endanger people, and at the same time not make it on the headline for running into a car with a bunch of kids in it, and then that car crashes and a couple kids die. No, I'm not going to do that. I go because plus they're brand new quads. I can't trust them. I don't trust my quads. Nothing. I don't trust them. You have to have respect for the quad, because I've had quite a few close calls before. So when I go arm a quad for the first time, I put that thing all the way half of the field away from me. Sometimes they could flip and go crazy. So that's why I always fly in the same place I fly, because I have approval from the mayor and I have approval from the cops. Before I even ever started flying, I went and I asked, I said, and where am I allowed to fly and how can I fly? They said, you can go fly in that soccer field over there. It's when nobody's using it. And that's what I do. When nobody's using it, I go fly. Sometimes I go fly on the weekends and there's people using the soccer field. Thus, I don't fly. I just go back home. There's many farm areas, but that's private property for some people. Some people might not want me to fly over their private property, especially if it falls and I have to go walk halfway into their place and stepping on their crops. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to ruin it because I don't want anyone to ruin it for me, and I don't want to ruin it for anybody. And that's the way I look at it. We don't have an incident in this country, and I'm not trying to make an incident in this country. And I really hope nobody makes an incident in the country that I'm currently in. And I am obeying the law 100% because I just want to have fun. That's why I fly where I fly. Most of you are like, oh, we're sick of that place. Well, I'm sorry. Once I get permission to go fly somewhere else, that's where I'll go fly. But at the current moment in time, I don't have permission to fly anywhere. I could fly and get away with it, but I'm not going to risk it. I don't want to risk it for myself. I don't want to risk it for anybody. I don't want to make a big problem. And I don't want to make the headlines. I just don't. And, you can see it whatever way you want, but I'm doing this as responsible as possible. because I want to keep doing this as long as possible. So that's one thing. What else do we have? Well, we have the ultimate frame. I know many of you hate that when I say it. QAV 250, which is ZMR 250, which is also known as the Blackout 250 or the Blackout frame. This is an old 250mm wheelbase quadcopter, H-style frame, very loud, very inefficient, but this is the thing that started it for me, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people. I had the Eachine Falcon set up on this frame. It's a beast. It's a beautiful beast. It's just so inefficient. It makes the most beautiful loud noise in the air possible, and it just brings back memories, and I really want to make another one. So an updated version now with the crazy motors and the crazy stuff, so it'd be pretty cool. So that's one thing. It's really big. It's a top mount frame, and it's a nice frame. It's a really nice frame. So that's one thing. What else do we have? Well, we're going to be doing the debugging videos, and currently I still can't find the Dalrc that I burned. I couldn't find it for the life of me yesterday. I really hope I know I don't throw things in the trash like that. I usually put it somewhere, but I have no idea where I put it because I cleaned up the shop the other day. So that's one thing. But a lot of people, like I mentioned, are offering to send me their broken stuff, which is really nice. And also what I want to do is I'm just going to, you know, sacrifice a couple receivers, connect them in reverse polarity, and seeing what burns. And then, you know, I'm pretty sure that's a common cause of a lot of people. So everybody has receivers. Everybody uses receivers. So, I mean, it's a good starting point here. We can see what burned, especially FR Sky receivers. Currently, they're a little bit easier because there's no shielding. Now, I'm afraid to do it to this one here. Let me just get it for you. This Fly Sky one. And just because of the shielding, I don't want to have to pop off the shielding. It makes things a bit more complicated, and hopefully we don't have to do that. That's something that I truly don't want to get into because it's still too early, and I just want to kind of just give you the idea so you can apply to things. That's the current goal, you know, just not too scary, just a straightforward, simple idea just to get you going so you can kind of apply it to other places. That's what I want to start with. That's the idea here. And let's see, what else do we have? Well, a build video. The F3 ESC's test will be upcoming very soon. I still haven't started. I prepared everything to get started though. We're going to be testing them with Emax 2306 2400 kV motors because they're really noisy. With the Maytag F405 CTR and just a normal setup. Asian TX526 and a Runcam Swift. Yeah, Runcam Swift, I think. Yeah, that's what they're called. A Runcam Swift. So that's what I'm planning on doing with that. And I'm curious about one thing. Do you guys want my reviews to be with my face in them? Because I've gained a lot of those comments, and I always thought it's useless because you just want to see the product, dude. Why do you want to see the face? That's the way I go about things. I want to see the product. I want to see it up close. I want to see a video of it. I want to see you flipping it. I want to see what's on the board. I want to see how it looks like. But many of you seem like you guys would like to have a face in the product review. I don't know how I would do that, but many of you really want that, and I'm actually very surprised. I never expected this, to be honest. So that's something. The Racer Star. Oh, this is the 2306 I got. I thought it was a 2206 2400 kV. Or did I get? Were they mixed? Maybe. No, please tell me not. No, it's 2306 2306 2400 kV. So I have the 2206 2700 kV of the Emax. And the 2306 2400 kV. Okay, so that's really nice. I do have an Emax 2306 2400 kV motor, the older ones, so we could kind of compare different frames, different weight. So one's a top mount, one's a bottom mount, but we can kind of get an idea and feel for the torque. That'll be pretty interesting. So obviously, if the Frog weighed heavier and this felt a lot stronger, then obviously the newer ones have a lot more torque, and we'll see that. And I'll be doing, when I do the newer flight videos of testing something, what I'm planning on doing is record my voice, you know, my reaction, or try to speak while I'm flying instead of just putting a song. I'll do some of those later on, but I mean, I think that's a little bit more useful. Why am I doing this? Why did I turn there? Why did I punch the throttle there? How far do I usually go with specific motors? So it can kind of give you an idea of, it's a very static place, thus can give us a pretty static kind of test, which is somewhat reliable, I think. Consistency is always the key, in my opinion. So I try to keep things consistent. That's very important, especially for testing. So you can kind of get a nice base idea of how good a thing is, because if there's no consistency, you really can't compare to anything. So that's why we have our motor testing quad and ESC testing quad. And what else do we have? Well, I think that's currently it. I do have a bunch of airbot stuff on the way, like the Ori 32 and some other things. I forgot what they were, but I do have a bunch of those coming up for testing, so that's going to be pretty interesting. But they haven't even been shipped yet, so don't know when they're going to come. And yeah, and I got this crazy cool thing actually. Let me go grab it real quick. It's called the Pluto drone. It's from a company from India. They contacted me. And what's so cool about this thing is that it's basically programmable. You could program it to do a lot of things. It's a brushed. It's not using a normal flight controller. It's using an ESP8266 to control it. And it's very modular. But the whole idea of this is tinkerers. That means, you know, you could toss it and it'll just, you know, turn on. It'll know that you tossed it and it'll turn on and be just stopping midair and do all kinds of crazy things. You can program it to do all awesome things. And they even provide you, check this out, I've never even seen this. I didn't even know they do this. A 1S Tattoo 600 milliamp battery, which is pretty cool actually. That's really nice. I haven't used it yet. They will have, I think, a GoFundMe campaign. They sent it. I agreed because this can teach you a lot of things through the multi-weave protocol. Let me explain the multi-weave protocol. Multi-weave protocol is kind of what is the protocol which our flight controllers speak, whether it's clean flight, iNav, Betaflight, Butterflight. I think that's currently it. There's other things also, but they all work on multi-weave protocol to get things done. And some other things, you know, they have some other extra stuff, but they're all basically programmed onto multi-weave protocol. And this kind of opens the gate for you to do some crazy cool things with your current quadcopters. Now, I don't know to what extent, because I haven't really dug into it, but it's really nice, especially if you're a little tinker. Now, I don't know how easy the software is just yet, and they do provide these other things with it, which is pretty cool. Table tennis, I guess you could play table tennis or something. I don't know what's in here. I'll do a separate video for this. I haven't even opened it yet, but it's really nice. Spares, camera, and hybrid. I don't know what hybrid is. Oh, it's open. What's a hybrid? Let's see this. What is this here? Oh, hybrid. It could be a car also. These are little wheels here. 2 of them. So that's crazy. It can like walk around and do something, because it has 8 motor outputs, brushed outputs, and that's actually pretty cool. I have no idea. You could do so much with this. I mean, this is the type of thing where your imagination is what holds you back or makes you excel, really. So I don't know what the heck we're gonna do with it. I would really love to build a drone finding quad. That'd be pretty interesting. Or, you know, put like a HM1177 module on it also, and have one in the quad, and have this fly around until it gets close to it, and probably like hover over it, and then you're like, oh, it's over there, so you don't have to walk that much, and or probably just end up losing this thing. So I don't know, that'd be kind of cool. That'd be kind of pretty interesting. I was also thinking about something. Maybe this is too far-fetched. Since the new Samsung Galaxy watch just came out, so that means the 1 year older watch is going to get cheaper. It's going to be maybe around $200. So the Samsung Gear S3 Frontier, I really like that one. And I'm actually thinking of grabbing one to program a Tizen app for the HM11 beacon finder. So since, you know, Samsung is not going with the Android, I could program Android, but, you know, Java Android. But Tizen I've never tried. It's their own software, their own OS. So I've never tried programming in Tizen. And it's a simple. I'll access the API for the Bluetooth and just keep reading the RSSI. So, and we make like a little nice graph to it. So when you're getting closer to your quad, you can see the RSSI, you know, coming up. And then just a little button on the bottom of the RSSI says turn on the beeper or the buzzer. And then you just click the buzzer and you can hear it and just walk towards it. I think that would be freaking awesome. Let me know what you guys think of that, because that seems really logical and it seems really nice, but it's a bit too expensive. But it's really nice to have, especially if you're using Android or Samsung or something. So that's really cool. Maybe it's too far-fetched, but I really want to try it. I really do, but current moment of time, I really cannot do that just yet. But that would be super awesome, I think, using your smartwatch to find your quadcopter. We can also do that on other smartwatches, but I probably need an Android Wear, because it's also there's other smartwatches from other companies like the Motorola Moto X, I think. It's using Android OS, and they call it Android Wear OS. You know, there's Android TV OS and there's Android Wear. TV is for like boxes or TVs. So we could probably program for Android Wear one also, an application, so you could download it, and then you can, you know, you can get cheaper ones. You can get Chinese ones for like $100 or $50 of those, and all it needs is just Bluetooth 4.0, which is a BLE, and you could find these things. It'll be pretty fun, pretty interesting, I think. That'd be pretty cool, you know, just, you know, walking around looking for it. Boop, you hear the buzzer and you go walk for it, you grab it, and you're good to go. That'd be very useful for a lot of people, including myself. Very useful, actually. Also, actually, I had a company contact me the other day. I forgot what it was called, PCBWay or something. It's basically a company where you would print your PC, you design a PCB board and you print it, and they said, hey, listen, we would like to sponsor you. And what they mean by sponsor is I make a design. They make it for me for free and they ship it to me, and they give me a link. And if anyone used the same project or purchased the PCB design that I've created, I get a couple cents here and there. It's really nice idea. It takes a lot of time, and it's really awesome. That's what I mean by sponsorship. It's not like they pay you, but it's kind of like an affiliated in a way. I don't know if that makes like $20 a month. That's like gas right there. Or somewhat of gas, but $20 a month, buy me a coffee, a couple coffees for a couple days, which is really nice. And well, I think that's it, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and start my day right now. I'm gonna start, I think, building a quadcopter. That's one thing, and maybe do that QAV 250 just frame overview. Maybe I'll set that up while I'm doing it right now. I'll probably do that, and then maybe even build that one. I don't know what to build yet. I do have an old Dalrc frame that I wanted to build for the longest time. It's not even like hidden away. It's always next to me because I always look at it and say, oh, I'm gonna build it. Maybe. What's this? This is the Hakcrc bundle. It's $70 bundle. It comes with the BLH32 ESCs with LED on them and an all-in-one flight controller. Now this honestly tested really good. I wasn't expecting it. It tested really good, actually. It was a really nice budget setup. It tested good. And I want to build it and test it in real life and see if it really tests good. Now, motors, I have no idea what motors to put on yet. We need to put somewhat of medium harsh motors to kind of get a decent idea of how it will fly. You know what? Maybe we'll put on the QAV. It's a pretty cheap frame. It'll be a budget build. I think that's what we're going to do. That'll be really nice. I do have a couple cameras here from the testing. Probably put this camera. What is this one? This is the Fox here. Yeah, it's $20 camera. $20 camera. $70 ESC flight controller setup. $12 VTX. Yishin TX526. QAV. 250 frame. Motors. I don't know. I still have some Sporg motors left. I got 2 pairs. I tested one. They were pretty damn good. And I do have another set. We could just stick it on this one. It'll be a nice little cheap budget quad. Maybe if it's pretty good, I could give it away possibly. I'm not, you know. Oh no, it's the QAV. Maybe give it away to somebody. You know, I have plenty. I probably won't even fly it that much. Maybe that's what we'll do actually, possibly. So, yeah. Well, that's it, guys. So, good morning. I don't know what time you guys are gonna see this at, but yeah, this is my morning vlog currently. And again, if you guys don't like this, let me know. We can go ahead and I could just stop this. And yeah, let me know what you guys think of everything. Pause the video when you want to leave a comment. You can leave more than one comment. Let me know what you think of every single thing I was talking about. And I'm all for your feedback right now. And I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I will see you next time. See you guys. Take care.